Hey guys, I'm back. I know it's been a minute, but I'm finally back and I'll be going back to my regular schedule again. And I thought, what better way to do that than to talk about things everybody else has talked about 100 times already, right? Great idea. Look, we all know that the anniversary didn't go over so well, but it did start pretty good. Jason finally showed up, and he's really strong. I mean, people really wanted him to get nerfed, but that's that always happens, you know. I'd say he's probably in a perfect spot as he is, but that's not the point. He This video actually used to be just a Jason review, so a lot of my script is talking about him like nobody knows what he does. Although now everybody knows what he does. You know, he has omnipresent evil, he moves around, there's a fog, you know, you crouch, you can kind of avoid it sometimes. Then he has the javelins that, you know, he throws at people, they get stuck into walls, and all of that. You know, everyone already knows that. I actually managed to get him to Prestige 9 because of the code that it's expired by now. It was DBD 10 birthday, and it got you 10 million blood points, but you can't use it anymore. But it was pretty cool. He also has three Moris, and like, okay, I know you've already seen them, but you just like, I wanted to show them. I don't know, like, I just love how they look. They're so cool. All right. You know, his three perks were also pretty good. You know, you had your silent shadow, which you know, the 13 seconds of undetectable after hooking someone, and then it being permanent during the end game. It's really good. Well, in end game builds mostly. It wouldn't be something I use, but like in an end game build, that thing is pretty nice. I'm just saying. Then there was, you know, Rampage, where I every time I use Rampage, it's just not helped. Like, there's got to be some way to fix it. Like, maybe even if you just had it just work on special breaks, then that'd be great. And the Hex Sketch Death, I don't know. Do I even need to talk about it? It's bad. It's just bad. Even if it wasn't a Hex, I think it still might be pretty bad. So, whatever. That's not the point. Because this was the beginning of the end, to be dramatic. Not really, but you know what I mean. Just before the beginning of the end, though, which is with Survivor. That's kind of when that happened. But just before that, during Jason, we also got a collaboration with Ice 9 Kills, which I thought at first was a collab with 9 Inch Nails, which is. Anyways, there's a bundle. I think you can still buy it. I'm not sure. It comes with like tour T-shirts for Dwight, Kate, Jeff, Meg, Yunjin, and V, with a sweater version for Kate and Jeff, which are not in the bundle. I don't know why they're not. And a mask for the Legion, which looks great on my Julie outfit. I have outfits for all of the Legion members, like different ones for the different members, and I will pop it up on screen, and I'll probably tell you what cosmetics it is, in case you want to recreate, if you want to steal the fit, you know. A fun fact was when the music video first came out, a lot of people thought it was AI because, well, the people behind Ice Nine Kills liked AI, but they thought that they also like used it during the music video, which I don't think they did, especially because they remade it and looked way better. So I think it was really just bad CGI. which was a little weird that Behavior let that one slide, but whatever. Maybe it just wasn't ready by the time of the 10th anniversary live stream. They're just like, we gotta get this out right now. But it's an all right music video. The song's okay. I'm kind of mixed on it, honestly. I do like the cosmetics. The only way they could have sold me more on the outfits more is if they put Dwayne the Maid outfit or something. There was also that 10th anniversary live stream, which still makes me hopeful for the future of this game because, like, look, things might be bad now, but like, there's gonna be updated graphics. There's gonna be new game modes. There's gonna be new collabs, obviously. Frank Stone, though, that was really cool. I don't really know who that guy is. I know he's part of, like, they know they made a game called Casting of Frank Stone, and Frank Stone gets cast. But, yeah, it was still, though, honestly, I am very, I'm hopeful, and I think that if they don't drop the ball, that this can be really awesome. Frank Stone is coming out in March of next year. So that means he could come out in or on my birthday. Wouldn't that be swell? I mean, it might not happen. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it's birthday month, so it's still special to me. Just after that, we got the Life Road chapter, which contained Shane and I think it's Wigwas. I don't know. I have no idea how to say that last name. He's a lawyer. And he's really cool. But not a lot of people play it. It's I don't get it. His 3 perks are, well, I mean, we thought there was going to be some problematic ones, cross-examination, which it was a problem, but they did change it. So that's good. They just got rid of that. Wide open throttle, it's like, they might be annoying, but it's been used once in my face, and I just downed the guy anyways. It was really funny. Now, let me paint you a picture. So this dude, like, I'm chasing this guy. He hops over a pallet, and I hit him. And he falls to the floor, and then the pallet just raises itself up. And it's like, good job, buddy. Now your teammates can't pallet save you. It's like, I'm sure, like, yeah, I'm sure if, like, people were use it well, they could, like, be, like, super annoying, having flipping up god pallets or something, but I haven't seen it be an issue. But then his last perk, that perk is the best perk ever, actually, because Rebecca used it on me after I was someone was trying to slug me out as Jason. So, yeah, I really like that perk. He's also the second fastest character at Prestige 6th, which was the first was Jason, but already mentioned that. I think Shane is really cool. But you know what else isn't pretty cool? The Black Banquet. Ooh. Alright, what I'm about to say isn't very original, right? The Black Banquet was kind of a mess. The different foods. There was the speed, there was the invisibility, there was the one that made you invincible. I hated all of them, every single one. Although I did have a couple I liked as favorites. The speed one was really absurd. You get the boost of speed for just eating the food. It's like a on-demand sprint burst, but it doesn't give you exhaustion. And it can outrun Legion and Chucky's powers. I should know. I played Legion and I went against a Chucky, ran circles around that poor Chucky because of my speed food. It's it really just extended chases too much, but that's just not original. I think the least offensive was actually the portal one, just because, like, sometimes it's like it really only just artificially extends the chase, that's about it. You go on the portal, and then the other person goes through the portal, and it's either, it's like you get away, and it's like, darn it! But, like, at the same amount of time you get away, the killer just knows where you are, and you just get down or whatever, It's like, it's whatever. But the invincibility one, as in the invincibility pallets, that was the worst part. Like, invincible survivors wasn't the biggest deal. Most certain killer powers could pierce it, like you could be using the huntress. You throw your axe, bam, they get hit. So really, it's the only basic attacks and certain things. Like I think Xenomorph's tail, like didn't pierce it for some reason. Whatever. Most killer powers would pierce invincibility, so that wasn't the biggest deal, depending on which character you're playing. Although, like, if you're playing Ghostface, you can pack it up. You know, you ain't doing nothing. I guess you could stalk him, but whatever. But then there are the invincible pallets. Worst one ever, because like on like the Gideon meat plant or that Silent Hill map, you know, there's certain areas that if the pallets are invincible, like the killer gets stuck. Like there's like a couple tiny areas that you go to, and it's like if the pallets, if you throw the pallets, killer's trapped there forever. Not forever, for 60 seconds. It's still awful. Ugh. Although the tables were the worst part. If you brought 4 morsels to the table, the entire team would get healed. And it's like I don't need to explain why this is a problem. Like literally everybody else has explained why that's a problem. It's obvious. It's whatever, It's like it's just it was really just like the cherry on top of this cake made out of mud and vomit, which is actually kind of fairly accurate to what the food in the banquets is. It's really just like all of the things. It's just like you need to play a character like Wesker or like Legion or Ghoul, someone with a power vault, basically, if you wanted to compete. So just play Wesker. Honestly, Wesker's probably the best. Fairly A tier killer. You just play Wesker, and then you would have been good. It's kind of crazy. Certain high tiers, would be like wouldn't work too well. Even like the nurse can't pierce immortality. I don't think she could. And you could outrun Mr. Blight, who's like the fast guy. He's the dude who's running around all the time like a crazy maniac, and you could just you eat your lunch and then zoom away. It was crazy. But whatever. That's old news, right? That's whatever. But we need to look to the future, right? There was this weird thing where behavior was like, they're denying things because there was the cake, right? The blood point, and it was like we weren't getting as much cakes as last year. That's what people say, and there was so much people saying that I believed them. I didn't play. This is my first anniversary, which was like, sheesh, bad time. So we were getting less cakes. And we're like, hey guys, we're getting less cakes. And they're like, no. And then for some reason they were saying like, no, you're not getting less cakes. We don't know why. Like if I had to guess, there was some like miscommunication with like the social media team and the actual team. And they just didn't understand what was going on because they denied it a couple times. And they're like, oh yeah, you're right. But whatever, that's old news. What's new news is that there's like the positive stuff that's happening after the anniversary, stuff that we can look forward to. They finally nerfed a Sprint Burst in Vigil. They brought back Lights Out. Everyone was asking for that. I wasn't a big fan, but everyone was asking for that. We got, the Judgment, who looks awesome and is difficult, but like has a lot of potential for skill expression. We're getting many perks that are going to be looked at and changed, and then there's all of the promised stuff from the presentation. Look, I'm just saying that, like, okay, the anniversary, right? It might not have been the best. Like, it wasn't. It failed. This one was flawed, but if behavior, takes our feedback and then works on it, we could get not only a better 11th year anniversary, but we could have the game last for those 10 more years that they said they wanted. And if it doesn't, at least with the people making their own game modes, we can just, as long as they keep the servers up, we can just make our own stuff, it's like Team Fortress 2, it's like they have those the custom servers that have all the crazy stuff. And it's like, we could get the RTD, we could roll the dice, but in Dead by Daylight. Wouldn't that be awesome? That's what I'm hoping for. I wanna be able to, like, randomly like have that stupid roll the dice thing in a Dead by Daylight match, so I could just like type it in and then something stupid happens. It'd be awesome. We could get our own custom maps. It's beautiful. This has so much potential.